Back of a pickup truck. Went through the Fort Pitt Tunnel at whatever, how many miles an hour we were doing. Yeah, we did it right at the beginning of the movie, and it was like the perfect metaphor for me, kind of ready to start something new. But yeah, that's it.
I love you, Emma!
I guess I would have to say probably the scene where with Charlie and Mary Elizabeth when she's sort of seducing him. It's so upsetting. I'm watching it and I'm just like, oh God, no! It's just terrible. But it really feels like you get a good sense of her kind of for the first time letting her guard down. So I think it's kind of cool.
Ever Braverman, I love you!
I like doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Although I was just kind of sitting there watching. It was funny to watch Ezra dance on Logan. You can't do that.
For me, it was every scene with Ponytail Derek, because it was really awkward. Ponytail was intense. I gotta tell you, up close, personal.
Nina, we
Mine
love you!
was any scene I was allowed to be in, I think.
Mine was this scene when Steve told me exactly how to wave. Do it exactly this way. I guess you could call it acting, maybe. But it got a laugh, so Steve, thank you.
Okay, the lady over there. The question's about Catcher in the Rye and how much that had an influence on Stephen's writing of the script.
It was one of my favorite books in college, not high school. I came to it late, and it is an influence for sure. But, you know, so is Stephen King, you know? Because I love Stephen King, and really every book that Paul Rudd gives to Logan, those were all influences, and in many sense, you know. As for the movie, I mean, it's kind of a related question. Like, I love, you know, when I think back to being a kid, you know, Dead Poets Society and The Breakfast Club and Harold and Maude and The Graduate got me through being a lost kid. And so those were my influences in this movie.
Over here.
You know, it was intimidating until the moment I met Stephen, and then he's incredibly generous, and he's incredibly trusting, and I think made us all feel like we were trusted, and like we were allowed to take part in this story, in this world, which was nice of him to do.
Okay, the gentleman over there. The question is about how hard it was for Stephen to choose different parts of the book to include in the film.
So you studied my book in grade 11?
Yeah.
What grade did you get? Did you get an A? Did you?
I wrote an essay comparing it, like the similarity between Charlie and
Oh. Please send it to me. I'd like to read it. You know, the hardest things to cut, you know, as a novelist, and those who know my book, there's a lot of time spent with his friend Michael, who had committed suicide. And I had written a lovely scene about that. We hired somebody to play Michael. Owen Campbell's his name. Very good. that was hard because as a novelist, there's room for two ghosts. In a movie, I learned late, and Russ, our beloved producer, told me very early, "You're never going to include this in the movie. Please let me film it." And he was like, "Okay." And he was right because there wasn't room, which is a shame because Owen did a great job. But the one true hard thing to cut for me, to let go of, and it was the last thing to go because Nina was phenomenal in it, is those who know the book know that Charlie's sister gets pregnant. And there's a whole sequence about it, and we filmed it, and it's beautiful work, but what I found was, and Nina was so gracious about this, that, we all see what happens, with the cafeteria fight and the boys in the park and saying goodbye to Sam. There's so much emotion. There was just one thing, and it was too much, and that was heartbreaking because she's great.
Hello.
Okay, the question we had over here was to Emma. Let Logan finish first.
Sorry about this. Sorry.
The story of Logan getting here could be its own movie. I'm serious. It's crazy.
Seriously.
Sorry, in answer to your question, I'm so sorry. I had many conversations with Steve about Sam, and Sam is not wholly but partly based on a real person, and I just hounded him, really, just like email after email, and there was so much in this, I don't know, there was so much in the script and in the book, and I don't know,
So, okay, Emma's so great. So here's the moment. Emma is a very good student. Those of you who are fans know that she went to Brown and Oxford, which are both better than the school I went to. So good for you. And you know what? It's like at first, this is what Emma does. She'll take your script and she'll turn it into a project. And by the end, she's written so many notes about her motivation and everything else that you are worried that she is a serial killer. You know what I mean? And then it's my job to then say, it's completely true, and she does it. Okay, so then what you have to do is you have to take it away at the beginning of filming and say, all you have to do is be Sam. You don't have to worry about the accent, you'll be great, we all know it. You don't have to worry, and what I found is there's a moment, and we all saw it filmed, and it's so exciting to talk about it after you saw it filmed, is when she went into the tunnel and she stood up, there was just one take. I'll never forget as long as I live, because she went in, and she was Emma, and still with the script and the whole thing, and then something happened to this girl in 60 seconds inside that tunnel, and when she left, she was Sam. She never had to look back. She never had to struggle again for the character. And that's what she did, because at the end of the day, you have to understand about her, she has all this pressure on her, and she bears it very, very gracefully, but she is young. And in that moment, she got to be young. And since this movie is a celebration of what it means to be young, that is how she prepared for Sam.
I had the best time making this movie. I was kind of all I prepared.
We have time for one more question, and the young lady right here. The question was to the cast on what were some of the strong emotions that they felt when they were making the film.
And also sadness, sorrow.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Chbosky and